Is it rolling? Hey. Don't go to the Ukraine with your M3, they said. It'll destroy the car, they said. But how bad can it really be? The situation has got really bad with the roads. Yeah, he does. Oh, for God's sake, what the fuck is this? Wait, this might be the worst road we've been on so far. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Guys, heißt Ivano-Frankivsk. You want to say something? No making out. Ivano-Frankivsk. So we're here in Uzhhorod, sorry, and we want to go here to Ivano-Frankivsk, fuck. Now, since our car doesn't do potholes or any bumps, for that matter, very well, and Ukrainian roads are notoriously not so good, we decided to be cautious and plan the route ahead. We spent hours on Google Street View researching the perfect route, so we wouldn't end up on roads where we'd have to resort to a crawl. That worked out just great until we found out that the Ukrainian government launched an initiative a few years ago where they would repair half the roads in the whole country. Which is generally great, except all Google Street View images were from 2015, rendering them completely worthless to us. Come on, stand up. Alright, never mind. Okay, so now we had nothing to help us, except this one website which labeled Ukrainian roads from bad to very good. Oh, shit. Which is great, except we get going and we quickly realize that the Ukrainian perception of very good is questionable at the least. This road was as bumpy as a 14-year-old's face. After 15 minutes we were praying for it to end, and we were just thinking to ourselves, shit, did we bring the wrong car to the Ukraine? To make things worse, we then entered a storm, which then quickly filled up all the potholes with water. Top speed now, maybe 35. I even filmed ourselves in the hope that I could capture our worried faces. Do you see how worried we look? We thought road conditions couldn't get any worse than that, but we would a few days later find out that that assumption was wrong. But then the rain left, and with it the terrible roads. And what we came across was a pristine, beautiful road draped through the Ukrainian countryside. It was smooth like glass. We could not believe our eyes. After some fruitful driving, we quickly run into our next issue, which is fuel. Now you see, we're only running on half a tank here, and up in these regions they don't really sell top race fuel like our vehicle needs. Sure, we could put 95 in, but that just hurts emotionally, and we'd rather avoid putting lawnmower fuel in the M3. So we went to the nearest petrol station to see if they could cater to our needs. So this is the petrol station we were hoping would maybe have 98 or 100. I don't know, we'll go and check. You know, maybe they do. They probably don't. They have 92. In our search for petrol, we've resorted. So we went to a second petrol station. They obviously also didn't have it. Now we're going to a third one, and the route's taking us through this tiny village. We already got a bunch of evil looks from people living here, but I really, really doubt that this one's going to have 98. So we didn't find petrol. We came back, we figured whatever, we'll go tomorrow. We're going to have to drive out further to a petrol station that has the 98. Then we went to this village and hung out there for like an hour or something, or half an hour. And then we found this pretty amazing place to sleep, where we're just on top of the hill. And we just have this space here. We have a 360 view of all the mountains and hills around us.
gently that when she passes, each one she passes goes, ah. Oh, but you watch her so sadly. How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart, but each time she wants to
Flo's just driving the car down. We slept right above a restaurant. This is perfect. We're just going to have breakfast there.
Добрый день. Можно я вы спросить вопрос? Это там река? Можно там плавать или нет?
Нет, она маленькая такая. Просто посидите на берегу, так посходите.
Это уже хорошо для нас, потому что это жаркая погода. И...
Богу дякувати за рак, красота, красивое літо.
И река там.
Так, от недалеко. Река підете, там видите смереки, там такі поточина є. То я піду самовниз, просто туди високо дуже, чорниці, така чорна сюди, так і було туди після з автобусом, і ви би там...
Спасибо большое за информацию.
Да.
До свидания.
Надо йти
5 километров.
Look out for any potholes, nothing. It's so nice. It's always so tiring and annoying if the road sucks because you're driving through an area you don't know and you'd love to just be able to look out the window with no worries, but you can't because you're worried that you're going to lose all your wheels driving through some huge pothole. You want to play some music?
Yeah, sure.
If you listen closely right here, you can hear the exact moment the good road ended. We can literally just creep on this road, maybe doing 1 or 2 kilometers an hour or something like that, because there's so many potholes. Fuck.
It's just shit everywhere. I don't know where to go.
Everything sucks. Oh, okay, should we just leave the car here, try and sell it to somebody?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we have traffic. See these potholes? Yeah, it's what we're dealing with. So we were just warned by the builders of this lovely home. There's no point in going on because it just gets worse and the other road is blocked. So we gotta turn around. Yay. Fuck us. Look at these guys, they just fucking go right over. They don't give a shit. Oh, that's the car we need. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. I hope nobody who lives in this village has like a Lambo or anything. Mixed feelings about this place. I would recommend anybody with an M3 not to come here. At the same time, the road coming here was like the best road ever. I don't know where we're gonna sleep in this village. Walked around quite a lot now, but didn't find anything. We've been sitting here next to the car for about 10-15 minutes, and we can't understand how everybody races their cars over these shit streets. It's fucking crazy. They're doing like 80 kilometers an hour and they just like don't give a fuck.
So we just arrived at the river next to Mishgriat. Pronounce it once more correct. We found it on Google Maps. It looked just pretty nice to us, so we decided to check it out. Wow, there's a pull-up bar here. Someone seems to do workout here.
Yeah, I think.
I think it's for
like
carpets.
Yeah,
Probably. There's some old babushka just slapping her carpet here on a normal day. Here's some little bench for resting if she gets exhausted.
What do you think about sleeping?
I like it. What do you think?
Where would you put it? Like, where?
We could like, oh, there's already someone coming.
Well,
Let's see what they're saying. Maybe they don't even care. So I thought of like parking the car backwards in here, and then we can sleep hidden between the chopped trees. I mean, it's not that even, but if we make it sort of even and we put the tarp there, we'll do the chop.
That's where the M3 is parked. That's where we slept, right next to this river. This little wood factory. That was right next door, and they started working at 6-7 a.m. and woke us up. So we put in just enough 95 to get us to Ivano-Frankivsk in the hope that there they'll have higher grade fuel which we can fill up on. Fuck. So we embarked on the final leg through the mountains and we found a road which was as new as it was beautiful. It must have been no more than 3 months old and went through villages which were just stuck in it all the time. And then, as we've slowly become accustomed to here in the Ukraine, the good road very, very abruptly ended and made way for what was more akin to a tank proving ground than an actual street. The situation just got really bad with the road, just massive potholes. Now see, this road was different. This wasn't just a few potholes here and there. It's just massively full of potholes. It took us an hour to do 25 kilometers, and we spent so much energy just weaving around and maneuvering around axle snapping ditches. I think I had like the straightest back ever because I was constantly checking like as far as I could with my bare eyes to see and spot the potholes. It got so bad that we had to resort to a literal crawl. We were somewhat worried about how long this would take, and once again we went from being the fastest to the slowest. Feels like kind of weird and funny, be slower than like a Lada Niva, and people like started honking at us, move the fuck away. Were you thinking of turning back? Yes, of course, but running that low on gas, there was no other option than just keep going. We don't really know how long this is going to go on for, and we still have quite a while to drive. I mean, if it goes on like this, we're going to average 5 to 10 kilometers an hour. Look at this. Cool. Let's try and maneuver through this.
Okay. Хорошо, спасибо большое.
5 kilometers should be pretty soon.
Bro, for God's sake, what the fuck is this?
nice. But you need to go over on that side. Road splits. Really, really hope that it gets better from there on. Because this is really bad. It'll take us like 6 hours, 7 hours to get there if we have to drive this slow. Okay, road hasn't gotten better, it got worse again. We're down to 30 kilometers an hour. Get overtaken by every shit heap on the road. Everybody drives, like they're all going 2 or 3 times as fast as we are. They really don't care. The road is so beautifully smooth again. Look at that. 79, 80 kilometers an hour. Virtually light speed at this point. You can just do flat out on these streets. Sick. All right. So, what's our conclusion to Ukrainian roads? What do we think?
I would say bringing an M3 here is either the best idea or the worst.
Right? Yeah, it's a bipolar thing, right?
Yeah, you either hate yourself for bringing such a beautiful car here on these shitty roads, but then on the other hand, there are these beautiful tarmac roads, and you just love
right.
it.
You either but I think it's exactly that mix of emotions which makes it so appealing. It's that you're either on these terrible roads, but then when you finally do find the great roads, and then they're so great and they're so rewarding that you have them and you can overtake everybody.
Yeah, exactly.